So not payment history when we say history, but really time on the bureau, right? But that's about 15% of the overall score. And what we need to understand about history is intuitively we would think, well, this guy's got 25 lines on his credit. What's the oldest one? There's his history. But that's not how it works. Any account that's been open or is still been open within the last 24 months or is still open is where most of your time on the bureau is going to score off of. Yes, there is a factor on those older accounts, but it's pretty minimal. It's the accounts that you've had within the last 24 months. So maybe you paid it off 12 months ago, but you opened that account. Maybe it was a credit card, and you opened that credit card back in 2001. Make sense? Now, after about 24 months, when it loses its play, then you're going to lose some of that history going with it. You won't lose it right off the bat. You're going to start losing it completely after about 24 months. Now, a credit card that's remained open, it's still open, maybe you don't use it and it's very old. Yeah, this thing is really playing a big part of your utilization history. Or not utilization, of your time on the bureau, okay? And so we've got to consider that when we're thinking of time on the bureau. The guy, like we've talked about, that he might have crap on there from 30 years ago. That does not mean that he's got good time on the bureau if he hasn't done anything in the last 24 months, or if anything he's done was just started, all right? So you need that length of accounts through there that's going to make the biggest contribution to that part of the score, which even then is only 15%, right? Up to 15%. So even then it's not huge, but it's something. The biggest probably thing too is when we were talking about, the dead time, that 24-month dead time. If a person did the Dave Ramsey, paid everything off, closed everything, trying to go debt free, he's still going to have credit scores for about 24 months, and most likely they're going to fall off. He's going to go to 0 scores. Now he might have a Credit Karma score, he might have a FICO 8 score, but his lender scores are probably going to go to 0. If not right at that 24-month mark, it's happening very soon, all right? And it doesn't taper off. It doesn't go up and the score just keeps dropping. It doesn't do that at all. It just goes away to an NA. Why? There's not enough information to populate a score anymore. So the length of what's my oldest account that's registered within the last 24 months is really your biggest factor when you're thinking about time on the bureau.